Let us examine the essay Selected Snobberies by Aldous Huxley. This essay is prescribed for the students of BA Part 2, English Literature, in Paper 2. The Introduction. The present essay on selected snobberies is a fine example of what an essay should be. The writer has taken up an interesting topic and suggested some snobberies with which most people in the world are affected. The essay does not teach us any moral principle, but familiarizes with a new subject that is applicable to most people of the world. It says whether we like it or not, but most of us do have some kind of snobbery, though we may not be conscious that is that it is only a snobbery. The meaning of snobbery is behavior or attitudes typical of people who think they are better than other people in society. For example, because they have more money, better education, etc. हिंदी में जिसको हम दम्भ भरना कहते हैं या घमंड कहते हैं वो इंग्लिश में स्नॉबरी कहलाती है. The essay consists of 7 paragraphs in which in which the writer discusses the interesting subject of snobberies. The essay has been entitled Selected Snobberies, which means that the writer discusses not all but some selected snobberies only. The selected ones here are the most common ones. These common ones are about diseases. Booze means excessive drinking, alcoholic drinking, modernity, art, and culture. Aldous Huxley's style is quite interesting, particularly the way he exposes the weakness of each snobbery. For example, a society that has many snobberies has been compared with a dog with plenty of fleas. Means it keeps scratching itself. The summary of the essay. There are all kinds of people and all kinds of snobberies, so that there is nothing in the world about which people cannot be snobbish. There is, however, one exception to it. It is not possible to find a leprosy snob, as none wants to suffer from it. Now, leprosy is a disease जिसको हम हिंदी में कोढ़ कहते हैं. But there are a good number of people who are disease snobs. There are examples of young men and women who are TB snobs. TB जिसको इंग्लिश में ट्यूबरक्लोसिस कहते हैं और हिंदी में तपेदिक की जो बीमारी होती है. They think that it would be quite romantic to die of tuberculosis while they are in the prime of their youth. The regrettable part of it is that the end of these TB snobs is not as romantic as they seem to imagine. There are many rich people who seem to think that they suffer from many diseases, and they run from one fashionable doctor to another to seek a cure for their imaginary diseases. The only disease that these snobs suffer from is none else but that of overeating. They eat more than they can digest, and so they think that they are suffering from several diseases. There are fashions in snobberies also. Old snobberies become outdated and the new ones take their place. Earlier, people used to be snobbish about their families, but now family snobbery is on the decline. That is, people are no longer snobbish about their lineage. यानी कि कुल के बारे में लोगों को अब इतना घमंड नहीं रहा. New culture snobbery is on the increase, though it is resisted by low class people. The latest in our times is the booze snobbery. Booze means over drinking, excessive drinking, alcoholic drinking. And most young men and women, also from 15 to 70, are seen drunk in at least private parties. France has been famous for its fine wines and its fine tastes, but such is the influence of these low class people that the taste for fine wines is being substituted for strong wines and cocktails. Cocktails means mixed drinks. Modernity snobbery is not wholly new, for it existed in the past also. Modernity snobs throw away old things and buy the latest that have been created or invented by machines. These snobs are the best friends of the modern industry producers. The producer produces the latest things that do not last long. This modernity snobbery is fast increasing in our times. Art snobbery is another. These are art snobs are of two kinds, the Platonic and the unplatonic. The Platonic ones only appreciate and admire art without buying art objects. But the unplatonic art snobs actually purchase art objects, and for them, an art object is not a piece of art, but actually a commodity, a money symbol which they must possess just as they buy and possess motor cars. Some of these art snobs happen to be modernity snobs also, and they claim to be the patrons of modern art. Without understanding anything about the art, they just buy paintings of modern painters. In this way, these modern art snobs are a great source of the livelihood of the new art painters. As for the value of snobberies, it all depends on the attitude of its practitioners. If they think that all activities are good, then all snobberies are also good. But if they think that all activities are bad, then all snobberies are not good. If they think that all the world is an illusion, then all snobberies are meaningless. All depends on our attitude and approval of what is a good activity and what is bad. But most people take the middle position between these two extremes. Those who regard some snobberies as good activities, they will promote only those snobberies and they will advise all people to acquire those very snobberies which they think are which they think promote good activity. Every snob in this way is the promoter of one snobbery or the other. Detailed notes and glossary. Paragraph 1, which begins all men are snobs up to solicitude and pity. Summary. There is no end of snobberies, and all people have one kind of snobbery or the other, though there may be no leprosy snobs. But disease snobbery is common enough. There are many TB snobs who wish to die while young, but their death is usually not so happy as they seem to imagine. There are some rich snobberies, which are the snobberies of rich people. These rich people think that they suffer from several diseases and they run from one fashionable doctor to another in search of their cure. In fact, these rich people do not suffer from any diseases, but the diseases that they eat too much and they think what that they suffer from many such diseases. Now you can also look at the word meanings of this paragraph: snobs, mortal, leprosy, consumption, Keats, Mary Bashkirtseff, adding, fading, poeticizing, pathetic, maladies, from spa, lavish, solicitude, etc. Now, paragraph 2. Disease snobbery is up to the privacy of a party. Snobberies change with time. Some snobberies of the past have been replaced by the new ones. The family snobbery is on the decline, but the booze snobbery is on the increase. The taste for fine and soft wines has been replaced by strong drink and cocktails. Culture snobbery is also being replaced by low culture snobbery. The drink snobberies is becoming quite popular, and women also have taken to drinking in private parties. The word meanings are multitude, ebb, flow and flow, booze, wrestle, lowbrowism, repulsive, malefic, connoisseurship. These words are in the text and I have also given the meanings. Solecism, branding, cocktail, headway, tempered, etc. Paragraph 3, which begins modernity snobbery right up to snob snow. Summary. Modernity snobbery has been there in every age, and a modernity snob is the modern producer's best friend. A modernity snob will always be hunting for the latest goods that he will buy and throw away the old ones. The modern producer of goods will always produce the latest things for the modernity snobs. The more he produces, the more it is sold. The modern producer produces the most perishable things that do not last for a longer time. He spends a lot of money on advertisements. His great desire is that many and more people should become modernity snobs so that he becomes richer very quickly. You can look at the word meanings: unprecedented economic production running out of consumption, skyscraper, perishable, gospel, enormous flood of advertisement, docile, reiterated. Paragraph 4, which begins most of us are up to fleet of motor cars. The summary. Art snobs are of two types. These are the Platonic and the unplatonic. The Platonic ones admire art objects but do not buy them, but the unplatonic ones actually buy art without admiring it. They treat art objects only as commodities or as money symbols like motor cars. In other words, these art objects are also status symbols. Word meanings in the paragraph: Platonic, unplatonic, hybrid, mule. Paragraph 5. The value of up to means of subsistence. Summary. Many art snobs are modernity snobs also, and they buy the paintings of the modern artist. They are a source of income and livelihood of the upcoming artists. The word meanings: old masters, eccentric, subsistence. Paragraph 6. The value of snobbery right up to diseases and culture. Summary. The purpose of snobbery in general is to keep its practitioners always busy and active. There are practitioners of every type of snobbery in society, be it booze, diseases, modernity, art, or of any other kind. The word meanings for the words are difficult words are humanistic point, stimulate, comatose, devotees, restless succession, perpetually, line hunting, preoccupation. Paragraph 7. If we regard activity up to particular pope, the summary. Snobberies are neither good nor bad in themselves, but they all depend on what we think about them. Those activities which we regard as good become good snobberies, while others to us are either bad or indifferent. Everyone wants to promote among others the same snobbery which he considers to be good, and he becomes a great and strong supporter of that particular snobbery. For word meanings, look at words like Buddhists, out of hand, downright, detest Philistines, tribute, pope means. Some assessment questions. Name the selected snobberies mentioned by Huxley in his essay on selected snobberies. The answer is, according to Huxley, the following are the important selected snobberies: disease snobbery, consumption snobbery, family snobbery, snobbery of ignorance and stupidity, booze, modernity, art, culture snobbery. Question 2. What are Huxley's general views and observations about snobberies? The answer is, according to Huxley, all of us are snobs about something or the other, and there is nothing about which man cannot be snobbish. However, there is the leprosy disease about which hardly any person can be found to be snobbish. The writer says that he cannot imagine any person who can be snobbish about leprosy. About the value of snobberies, Huxley says that snobberies make every person active and working for it. A society that has many snobberies will never be dull, because all people are snobbish about something, and so all people ought to be working for their particular snobberies. In this way, all people ought to be busy and active. Every snobbery demands of its devotees unceasing efforts, a succession of sacrifices. No snobbery is good or bad in itself. It all depends on one's views about life in general. If we think that all activity is good, all snobberies ought to be good. If, on the other hand, we think that all activity is bad and useless, all snobbery is bad and useless. The value of snobbery, accordingly, depends on what we think about the purposes of life. But generally, people avoid both the extremes. Generally, people prefer to take the middle position with regard to these extremes about activity related to snobberies. Everyone is interested in promoting his kind of snobbery. He will promote only that snobbery which he considers to be good. He will naturally try to promote and work for that very activity. Thus, for each snobbery, there is its promoter and its advertiser. Question 3. According to Huxley, snobberies like fashions keep on changing. How does the writer substantiate this? According to Huxley, snobberies also have their fashions and live according to their allotted time. Just as fashions change, so do snobberies. There are many snobberies which were quite fashionable and popular 50 or 100 years ago, but they are not valued now. With the advancement in medical sciences, the disease snobbery is increasing, while the family snobbery, which used to be quite fashionable earlier, is now on the decline. The culture snobbery is also there, but it is being challenged by low taste people. For example, France was once quite famous for its fine wines and fine tastes, but the fine taste for drinking is being substituted by booze snobbery, and people now want strong drinks and cocktails. The latest fashion is seen in the drinking habits of women also. Now, every woman from 15 to 70 is seen drunk, not in public places so much as in the privacy of domestic parties. Of course, this no longer applies now. Nowadays, women are drinking freely, even in public, which is absolutely all right. There is also the modernity snobbery nowadays. In the past, people used to respect old families and old things and traditions. But now, all this is a thing of the past. Today, people are modernity snobs and they want to buy the latest things that are produced by the machines. They want to throw away the old things. Such people are the modern producer's best friends. The producer is fast producing items that are quickly perishable. There are the art snobs, and they are of two kinds, the Platonic and the unplatonic. The Platonic ones merely appreciate works of art. They do not buy these things but only admire them for their artistic excellence. But the unplatonic ones actually buy these art objects without having any knowledge or taste for these things. Such people only show that they are interested in art, but actually they are interested in showing their money, power, and value. What are the commoner disease snobberies of rich people? This is question number 4. And the answer is there are some commoner disease snobberies of the rich people who think that they suffer from incurable diseases. Such people possess a lot of leisure, sufficient wealth, and health also, yet they seem to suffer from undiagnosable diseases, and for their cure, they run from one famous doctor to another and spend a lot of money also, and yet they find no satisfaction. The truth about them is that they do not suffer from any disease and are quite hale and healthy. But such people are only disease snobs. If they suffer from any disease at all, it is only that they overeat and then they think that they suffer from several diseases. Overeating is their habit because they are rich people and they can afford to be disease snobs. Question 5. What are Huxley's views on unplatonic art snobbery? The answer. To Huxley, art snobs are of two kinds. The Platonic and the unplatonic. The Platonic art snobs admire and appreciate art for its own sake. They do not buy art objects, but the unplatonic art snobs, instead of admiring art, want to possess it. And so they buy art objects as though an art object is a commodity, like a fleet of motor cars. Fleet means collection. Thus, they want to show that they have enough money and want to impress others by their power to buy art also. For them, an art object is a money symbol, which is costlier than a fleet of motor cars and is nothing more. They think that people will admire and respect them as real art lovers. The unplatonic art snobs are worse when they happen to be modernity snobs also. In that case, instead of buying old art objects, they buy art objects made by living artists. In this way, instead of buying the art objects of the old masters means artists who are dead and gone, but who have now become popular after their death, they patronize the living artists. Thus, they are a source of livelihood for the poor living artists. In this way, they think that they are great patrons of living art. The advantage is that the poor living artists benefit from it. And so, these modern unplatonic art snobs impress others by their money power. This is all about the essay Selected Snobberies by Aldous Huxley. Thank you and goodbye for now.